Hi, I'm Betty Brown, Ayurvedic practitioner and holistic nurse. I believe that food is medicine and we can support our health with eating nutritious and delicious meals. So today I want to talk to you about kefir. It's a very probiotic rich beverage that helps to support our digestion. It helps to support our immune system. Maybe you are not aware that about 70 to 80% of our immunity begins in our gut. So we want to feed our gut good bacteria, and that's where kefir can play a role. You may be familiar with kefir that's made with milk, where you can find in most grocery stores. But if you have a lactose intolerance or you're staying away from dairy for other reasons, then I suggest that you try water kefir. And it's made with water, kefir grains, and a sugar. I discovered it about a couple months ago and I started making my own because it was kind of a challenge to find in my local grocery stores. So I use Culture for Health. I'm not affiliated with them, but I found that their product was really nice. So you can purchase a kit from them, as I did, and that has the kefir grains and the sugar, the cane sugar that you need, and all the instructions. So here is a batch that I recently made. As you can see the kefir grains on the bottom, and then this is the water kefir product. So with my finished product here, I'm going to go ahead and transfer the probiotic rich water kefir into a glass container. So here I have a setup. I have a glass container here and a strainer that's tucked into my funnel here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour the water kefir here. And the strainer here is to catch any of the kefir grains that come out. So let that drain. And you can see some of the kefir grains that have gotten out here into the strainer. So I'm going to just gently tap the strainer, and then we're going to put back the kefir grains into the quart-sized jar. And then I'll set that aside here. So here's the water kefir. You can enjoy it as it is, but I like to add some fresh juices to it. And right now I'm really enjoying water kefir and cranberry juice. So cranberry juice has an astringent taste, which is balancing for pitta dosha, and it's really good for your urinary health. So, and I have some organic cranberry juice that I purchased from Trader Joe's, and I'm just gonna pour that in. And this cranberry juice is unsweetened, it's 100%. So if you drink it straight, it will be very tart and astringent. So I've just placed it in my water kefir and it's ready to enjoy. So to make a new batch of water kefir from scratch. So I have the water kefir grains in my quart-size jar here, and I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of cane sugar. So you want to use cane sugar or maybe even coconut sugar or sucanut. And I put it in a quart-size, my Pyrex container, and I put in the sugar and about 4 ounces of very hot water, and I want to dissolve the sugar completely. So that's what I've done. And then I'm going to take some cooler water, which I have here, and you want to use distilled water, filtered water. I have reverse osmosis water, and I'm going to fill it up so that I have a total of 1 quart of water. And you don't want to put the hot water directly on the kefir grains because kefir grains are live and you could potentially kill them. Then I'm going to get my funnel here, put it on the lid of my quart-sized container, and then just pour the sugar water in here, just filling it up all the way. It up pretty much to the top. There's a little bit more room. And then what you want to do is you want to cover it with like cheesecloth. I have coffee filter here. I'm just going to put it over there, and then using a ring from the mason jar, or you can put a rubber band. And then I let the kefir grains do their magic, and I set it out on the counter for about 24 hours, and it should be done. And how do you know if the water kefir is ready? So I recommend tasting the sugar water beforehand, and you'll be able to taste that, the sweetness. And for me, the sugar water really kind of gives leaves kind of an acidic taste in my mouth. But what happens is during those 24 hours is that the kefir grains feed off the sugar, and they, transform this sugar water into a wonderful, rich probiotic drink. So there's a little bit of sweetness, but it's not that sugary, acidic taste. Like I said, it's loaded with wonderful probiotics, and below I will list a link to the resource that shares all the different probiotics that are there to help support your digestion, to help support your immune system. And I have to say, since I've started drinking the kefir water daily, that I have noticed improved digestion, and it's recommended that you start out with maybe like a half a cup, just to make sure that your body gets used to it, and then you can drink more. So hope you give it a try, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thanks a lot. I'll see you soon.